Hi there, we are Compilo and this video is regarding the interview questions that are being asked for Power BI. Another common question is what is the DAX format function for percentage? So I have opened official documentation for you. So here you can see that format function takes one value and the format string in which we want to format it, the input. So if you check this example, so here we can see many values like currency, then we have fixed, standard, percent. So sometimes in multiple choice questions in the written exams of Power BI, so people try to confuse like they can give you a percent symbol here or PER or PERC. So just don't get confused and you can just write percent here. Okay. All right. So have you created paginated reports? To answer this question, let me show you one thing first. Okay, so this is the tool which is basically required for creation of paginated reports. So this is called paginated report builder and this is a different tool than Power BI desktop. And we have to create like a different kind of reports which generally have multiple pages, and then after that what we can do is we can publish them accordingly for our client. So whenever we have to create, so just do not forget that you have to use a different tool for that. Okay, so what are the advantages of paginated report builder? See, when there are situations where our report has a lot of pages, uh, say like we are evaluating results of say 100 stores, 100 retail stores across India. Okay, now if we are evaluating results, which means that we are evaluating sales, we are evaluating like sales according to different categories, then different products and all. So there are like chances that report will go for multiple pages, because like for 100 it is not fixed that 100 stores will be adjusted in one page. So during that time we have to have a like a tool which can navigate to different pages for creation of such reports. Okay, next question is what is the difference between merge and append? To answer this, I have opened Power Query for you. Okay, and there is a table. See, this table has the name and then this column which has worth. And similarly, I have another table which has like values like this, from to value. Now, say I want to merge them. So what will I do? I'll just go to merge queries. Let's see, merge as new. Okay, let's select the chart and let us select on which column we want to merge. Okay, let it be, I mean, like there are different kind of joins. We have already discussed this in one of the interview questions in my previous videos. So let it be, I mean, one of the join is there, and let's see what happens. Okay, all right, let me just expand it. I think it should get okay. Now see, it got expanded and we can see that it has merged, just like it is just like joining the data in SQL, the way we join data in SQL. Okay, now I have removed it. Okay, and now I want to what I want to do, I want to go for append. Okay, and for append what I have, because there are only two columns, so let me go for uh, this column, this table. So where we have table and glasses of juice, and sorry, let me append. Okay, I'm appending two tables, and let me do this. Let's see what happens. Now, as you can see that there are different column names, so that's why there are a lot of null values, right? So this is basically the difference between merge and append also. like they try to append, but if column names are same, then the values will get appended in the last. But if column names are different, then new columns will be added. Okay, what is the limitation of append in Power BI? So the limitation is, as I discussed just now, if we have the main limitation is we need to have same column names to append uh, data in one table. If we have different column names, then you know the result that you will get some null values in that, right? Okay, next question is, what is difference between values DAX and distinct DAX? Okay, and you have already seen that there is a different DAX called value. Okay, so I'll discuss about it also. So let me navigate here and let me see. Uh, okay, let me see values DAX. So as you can see here that we have values, and what it basically does, let's go for the definition. When the input parameter is a column name, it returns a one column table that contains the distinct value from the specified column. Duplicate values are removed, okay, and only unique values are returned. Fine, we are good here. Let's see what is there in distinct. Returns a one column table that contains the distinct value from the specified column. In other words, duplicate values are removed and only unique values are returned. So this is as per the definition. So this is the basic difference between both of them. All right. But there is a different DAX for value. So we should not get confused about it. So what value does is it converts a text string that represents a number to a number. So let's see the example of that. So suppose like if we have a string of 3, so it gets converted into numeric value of 3. So this is what basically value does, right? Okay, now how to get YTD, QTD and MTD. So if you are new to the Power BI, so or but you are familiar with SQL and many other tools, so you must be aware of these concepts like year to date, quarter to date and month to date. And let me close this, and no, I do not want to close. All right, and let me open this for you, and I have a table open. So here you can see, so our data has data from 1st of May 2005, and if you notice, uh, it has data from 2006, right? And I think that's it, right? 2007 again, sorry. So we have a lot of data. Now if I want to calculate total MTD, QTD and YTD, so what I can do, I can create a DAX. uh, we can use total MTD DAX, where we have to mention the expression, that is sum. So sum average or something. Just to make you understand things, I have used sum, but you can always use expression, any other expression like average or any other thing. And if you see, I am using sum for max TP. So max TP is here, so it is just calculating all the values according to month, right? So once we go to the end of May, so this is the total MTD. But when it comes to June, so again it starts from zero. That means initial value. Sorry, not for from zero. That means initial value. Like first June it is 15.6, so it is 15.6, and it continuously gets added, right? Okay. Now QTD means it will end at June, so it is 463, but here it got added all the values. So if once we will end our June, so then our all the values for QTD will be summed, right? And again for July, because it's a new quarter, so our values will be starting again from 1st of July. But this is not the case for YTD. Once we go for YTD, so what will happen? Once we will go to 31st of December. So let's see where we are. See here. So this is the total sum of max TP till 31st of December, and we start new value from 1st of Jan 2006. So this is the basic difference between total MTD, QTD and YTD, and that is basically how we calculate. We have to pass one expression and the date range where on which we want to uh, get our MTD, QTD and YTD. All right. So next question is, what is Z order? So for Z order, you have to remember two things which I have written it for you. So it is front to back alignment of visuals, and it is design choice of placing visuals over shapes. Now, what it is? See, basically, if the way we place our visuals in Power BI desktop, suppose I want to place our slicers on top and then a table or a map or something on our left side, then rest of the visuals on the right side. So this is basically the design which we decide for ourselves and according to the client, in which client is basically comfortable. Also, if in case we want to introduce any shape like, rectangle or any other shape, and we want to move them to the back side, and like the rest of the visual should come in front. So these kind of adjustments are comes under the Z order. So it is not very common question, and it was asked to persons only once or twice, but still you should be aware of this concept of Z order. All right. So yeah, that's it. Like I hope you have enjoyed this session. Thank you so much.